And here we are in another episode of Seizing2Day. I'm here with one of my mentors, a big brother figure to me. He is the owner and founder of Barlow Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is a second degree black belt under Marcelo Nunes.
Correct.
How's it going, Derek?
Very good. How are you?
You can put a little bit closer if you want to, or be a little closer.
For me?
No, it's not.
Can you hear?
I mean, I can hear you like that, but like if you are like closer to the mic a little bit, or bring it closer to you, like however you want. Like this, if you can be like. Yeah, it is, but you know we want to get your audio right.
Better?
How come I'm like very closer to it and you're not?
Because your chair's taller.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just take out and sit with it. That's the second option.
Yeah, I don't really like things in my face. But I do martial arts.
Yeah, but you do like very, close proximity one too, so.
Yeah. But I'm in their face.
Yeah.
That's the goal. I want to be in your face.
So proximity is not a problem.
Proximity's not an issue.
Yeah, you should be the dominating one.
Yes, correct.
So how's it going with you? And thank you for taking some time out for doing this.
Well, it's Sunday, summertime. Glad to be alive. Glad to be on the mats.
Yeah, that's the.
Glad to be able to train on the mats. Really, honestly, people complain about masters being in your 40s, trying to do jiu-jitsu in your 40s. Boo-hoo, everything hurts. I think it's kind of the best time. You've been through a lot typically in life, so you can bring that into jiu-jitsu. I think it helps longevity. People quit right away when they're young. Typically, they haven't been through hardships, so they tend to shy away from hardship. It needs to be forced on you. You really need to go through it. That's why wrestlers succeed so well in our sport. They don't quit. They keep going because they're used to this sort of thing. I love being in my 40s and training jiu-jitsu. I think it's great. I don't do stupid things anymore. Everything's about efficiency, technique, pacing. All these things are great, having this perspective. So if you're in your 40s, start jiu-jitsu, definitely.
Yeah, and
40s, keep training jiu-jitsu, definitely. Figure out your recovery piece, right? We can't just train constantly. You got to figure out how to recover, which also is another way of challenging your mind and body, right? It's all about growth. Everything's about growth. You learn a lot more about your body through recovery, almost more than you do through training. So.
yeah, and as like you mature and grow older, you should be doing things in like a refined way compared to how you were all your teenagers or your like 30s. Recovery is different. In that era, you are able to make some sort of stupid mistakes, but as like in life, you're supposed to make right decisions with your career and life. You should be also doing that in your sport as well. Like, you're not going to be pulling out stuff that you were doing when you were 23. Like, I cannot jump how I was jumping when I was a teenager. I can still jump better, but yeah. And
This kind of leads me into you get into this argument too on the internet, which is a horrible, toxic place, but wrestling versus jiu-jitsu for MMA. Wrestling's the best start for self-defense across the board. Look at the Dagestanis, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's great. There's time limits in a cage, there's a referee, and there's a fence. So yeah, if I can smother you for 5 minutes and win the round, great. But if we have 2 hours and you can't finish me, then that's another story. And also in the streets, we are not doing MMA, we're doing street fighting, which may just mean I need to get up off the ground after you throw me or knock me down and run. Aside from grappling arts, there's not really other martial arts that teach technical lift, technical stand-up, technical standing and base, whatever you want to call that. We do that all the time. We work to get back to our feet. That's what we do in jiu-jitsu. Wrestling has it too, but you can't take a 40-year-old single mother or family mother, whatever, any mother. I don't know why I said single mother. Probably stupid news articles on my brain. You can't take a 40-year-old mother and say, hey, why don't you go learn to wrestle down at Augsburg? I'm sure they'll welcome you in the wrestling room. One, your body can't keep up. Two, they're not going to welcome you and teach you anything. Three, if you're on your back, which you're going to be a lot, not by choice. That's another misconception of the internet. Oh, I'm going to pull guard in the streets. No, guard is an option. Guard is a means to get back to the top or a means to stand. I could teach this to anybody. Now, they're going to have varying levels. Some people could be world champions, some can't. That doesn't matter. The obvious point here is that you're able to protect yourself. So this MMA, what's superior in MMA argument is pretty much null and void. Again, with gi and no gi. Well, you never get attacked by naked people in the street or people wearing gis or whatever argument you want to lobby.
And that's a very dumb argument.
Whatever side you're on, right? You grapple both, you know what to do with and without clothes.
You really need to know what you're doing with your hands.
Yes.
You know, are you gonna be like really dumbfounded if somebody's doing that in a hoodie or a jacket? Oh, I'm not. I'm used to rash guards. Like you're grabbing something.
Twisting it around, right?
Yeah.
You don't know how to unbreak grips.
Yeah, it's all about like the technique that you apply and with your presence of mind.
Correct. Exactly. Maybe I simply grab your clothing and keep you held at bay.
Yeah.
You know, until someone comes and pries us apart.
Also,
again, it goes back to that middle-aged woman.
Yeah.
What is she gonna be able to achieve a sweep?
Yeah.
And start to deliver blows or perhaps an armbar from top.
Also, in that scenario, the first and main thing is that you're trying to de-escalate the situation. You're not really trying to prove a point that, I'm going to use everything that was being taught to me. It's like, I don't pick fights to begin with, but if somebody is like constantly on my face, my first thing would be like de-escalate it, or if he's trying to attack me, then just neutralize it and either leave or calm him down. I'm not trying to prove a point. Like, first thing is like, after I started doing this, I realized like how much useless violence and fighting is. Once you do it, it's just like you just want to be calm after that. Like, it's part of like humans that we inherently have some sort of violence in us, but at the same time you don't want to be going around and picking fights for no reason unless you're a professional fighter.
I agree. It's a human thing. You see it in cultures too. Young men want to go to war. I want to go and get some. I want to get it on. When there's something like, an incident happens, 9/11 is a great example. A lot of guys wanted to go and get some justice, right? And there was a lot of guys, people in the military at the time that thought they were going to miss the war. Well, here we are.
Just do it a little bit like this towards you.
We are 20 years later.
Yeah. Towards you, that's
not
it.
Anymore, but we had 20 years of that, and nobody missed the war, and everybody that went and got some of that doesn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
And they tell you you're not really missing anything, but nobody ever listens. You can't. You got to go and taste that. Not every young, but a majority of young men want to go and taste that, and if not that, some sort of combat, which leads them into jiu-jitsu gyms, MMA gyms, whatever it is. It might even lead you into high school wrestling team.
Yeah.
And again, once you experience that, you have no need to do it on the street. It's the last thing you want to do is go try it, because you understand what can happen and the gravity of what we're doing, because you're actually doing it. This is no longer TV or something you're imagining in your head. You see, how a trained martial
in real time.
What can happen in a fight? Even an untrained martial artist. I mean, if you've hung around a number of boxing or kickboxing gyms, MMA, you know what a knockout looks like. You know how devastating that can be. Imagine on the streets in the concrete, and nobody wants a part of that once you train. It does, and it also does scratch that itch for you. That need to go and do that is gone. And then with confidence too, a lot of it is just booty chatter. You know, we're gonna get it on, but we're not really gonna get it on. It's like two barking dogs, and you open the gate and there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. There's a lot of talk that goes on, you know, whether it's the bar, club, streets, whatever. Nobody really wants to fight, but in here we want to fight.
Yeah. So, since we mentioned war, and Bellum also means war, can you give me like a little bit of, you know, backstory as to like what made you start a gym? What was the process, and like how this Bellum, what inspired you to name your gym Bellum? And you know, I know before this we had like two other locations. I was not part of the very first one, but I saw like how the family grew, and like, you know, you are the leader of this community in a way. Like, you have changed a lot of people's lives and mentored them. I've seen like a lot of people like Roger and some folks that I won't name, but you gave us like a good space where we hang out and everything. We pursue something. So just like a little backstory of like, I don't know if you want to go with like how you started martial arts or anything, but just like what was going on when you first thought of like, maybe I should start a gym and I should name it Bellum.
So we'll kind of rewind back to, so as a young kid, I did some Shotokan. I thought martial arts were cool. Always been kind of a martial arts geek. Then, you know, became a teenager and life is chaotic. I can't be going to school in vinyl shoes with holes in the toes. I gotta have the Nikes, I gotta have certain clothes, I gotta, you know, there's certain food I wanna eat, you know, all these things. So getting employed became a priority. Martial arts took a back seat. I ended up getting on-the-job training in high school, so basically you leave at lunch, you go and work a job. That was kind of my thing. After high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wanted to make money, so, you know, just working full-time, got into the house trap, got a mortgage, just work all the time. That was kind of my life for a while, and I thought, you know, I should go back to Muay Thai. I started sniffing around, or back to striking arts, I should say. Muay Thai was the one.
Yeah.
These. I started sniffing around that, looking at gyms. There wasn't a lot going on back in the mid 2000s. The academy was kind of the main one that really stood out. And it just commuting with work and all that, it just didn't work. It didn't fit into the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward a couple of years, there was a local gym, and they were teaching Muay Thai a couple nights a week. So
And when was that? What year?
This would have been like 07.
07. Oh God.
The gym is no longer in business. So I started doing Muay Thai a couple nights a week there. It wasn't really something they did. It was more of a full program type of thing. JKD. They had some jiu-jitsu, no-gi. They had, you know, it was like a little bit of everything. Some Filipino, Eskrima and Kali mixed in there. Jeet Kune Do. It was a little bit of everything.
My God. That's like a whole neighborhood Chinese restaurant with like 90 items.
Think of the academy.
That's a lot.
Smaller scale.
Okay.
That's kind of what it was.
That's a lot of classes.
And it was just, you know,
all over the place.
They would teach 1 or 2 nights a week of each thing.
Okay.
I wanted pure Muay Thai, and that was kind of what I was really looking for.
Yeah.
I finally found a guy. Again, these guys are no longer in business as well, but their top student, one of their top students, started Free Spirit Muay Thai.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother story. But
Heard of that name.
Started doing Muay Thai, broke my leg. As I was rehabbing, you know, everybody had been telling me how great jiu-jitsu is, and wrestling to me was just not a thing. I didn't want to grapple anybody. I thought it was kind of dumb. But once I was rehabbing after I got my leg fixed, I couldn't really kick anymore. It kind of hurt, and I'm like, I'll try this jiu-jitsu. So I braced up my leg, put some tape around the ankle, went and tried just drilling and technique, and I was just blown away by how complex everything is. And how you don't move the way you think you're going to move when you're tussling around on the ground. So from there on, I was just kind of hooked. That was it. That was jujitsu.
And that was in early pre 2010, right? Your first
This would have been,
jiu-jitsu class.
this would have been like 2007.
Oh, still at 7?
Again, they were doing judo, and they were, so they were doing that a few nights a week. The instructor would travel frequently. Just, I'm like, I need a place where I can do this all the time.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to Alliance, Minnesota. Got a purple belt from Damien Hertz out there. Again, very hard to work balance. Now I've got my son, wife, house, trying to work, do all these things, and also be not absentee to a point.
Yeah.
So, I ended up going to the Cellar because they finally got a full program over there, and that's how I met Marcelo. Stayed with him till brown belt. At brown belt, he left to go to Vegas to basically go home under Robert and train for the UFC.
Okay.
So, sort of instructorless for a moment there. Cellar switched over to Checkmat. I just wasn't really digging on the new program and the way things were laid out per se, and a few of us higher level people left at that same time. And one of them contacted me and said, we should start a gym. I didn't like the idea. I wanted to at some point down the road, but I just wasn't. I was too young in my jiu-jitsu days to really think about doing that. I didn't know if I wanted to compete, train and compete, start a gym. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was a brown belt and who enjoyed training. But I took it seriously.
Yeah.
And over several meetings, my arm was kimura'd, if you will, and I was talked into starting a gym. My business partner ended up going through a divorce at the same time. I'm type A. I want to get things done. I'm dealing with someone who's kind of the opposite, where nothing's a big deal. It didn't work, and they wanted to close. I wanted to stay going because now we had students, so it wasn't about me, it was about them. And at this time, I really hated coaching. I didn't want to do it. It was just a means to train and to do it my own way. And I figured I'll follow my partner's lead, who was also a black belt. And actually, he was a brown belt at the time. That's right. Let me rewind again. He's more senior than me. I'll follow his lead.
Who was that, Brian?
Yes.
Okay.
We ended up having a seminar. Marcelo came in. We were going to promote Brian, my business partner. That was going to be all good. I was in on the big secret. He got promoted. Then I got promoted the same night. I wasn't
Nice.
expecting it. So
Yeah.
they all withheld that as a secret from me too. So I felt like it was a little early, but as we all do all the time, imposter syndrome in jiu-jitsu is a real thing. So here we are now with a gym that's about 6 months old, and maybe a year at the time. And now I'm walking around with a black belt, and here we are. Again, don't like coaching, but I'm doing this for the students. And as time goes on, I actually started to enjoy the role of coaching.
Yeah, it's like giving back whatever you have learned. It's like giving back.
Yes, and I realized how much I learned from coaching.
Yeah.
And I was amazed at how it was like a whole nother martial art. It's like, wow, okay. So there's levels to jiu-jitsu. Obviously, it's infinite, but there's levels to coaching too that are obviously infinite. And so now here we are. I really like coaching. I think in some capacity I'll always do it, whether it's a random kids class and I can barely block, or whatever that capacity is. I do truly enjoy coaching now at this point. And the business part of it is a stress, but it's a labor of love. If I were to do this full time and actually not work, quit my career, I don't think I'd enjoy it in the same manner, because now it's purely about money.
Yeah.
And now this has become a job. And I
Yeah.
don't really want that.
Yeah, but if money part goes out of the equation and you want to do it full time, I think then you would be able to do it very calmly and nicely. Because money kind of brings in pressure too.
Money brings pressure, and it brings unwanted business practices.
Yes.
Now I'm going to start selling you Mikey's and making you wear them and making you do all
Yeah,
these
that's
things.
why I said, like, when the money equation, when we're not worried about money, it's like, yeah, I'm sustained. Now I can teach
Right.
however I want. I can make things however I want.
And then
Yes,
contracts is
yeah.
another thing I'm kind of opposed to. I going to,
What contracts? I'm sorry.
where you have to pay me a year in advance to train.
Oh, people do that?
Oh, that's very common in the industry, I would say too.
Yeah, I'm
As well.
I'm at the best place. I don't know about anybody else. At this point, I don't want to know about anybody else. I don't think I'm
Some
really.
of them aren't in advance. It's just
Yeah.
you agree to pay every
Okay.
year for 1 year, like a cell phone.
Oh, okay.
Well, the problem with this too is now I'm incentivized to give you a lower level of quality. So thanks for joining my gym. Now
Yeah.
I'm gonna put your kids with these 2 blue belts who are 22 years old and have never been a parent.
Yeah.
What do they know about teaching kids how to brush their teeth, let alone
Yeah,
how to do
and
it?
anything can happen to the other person as well. They can have like a serious injury. They might have like a change of job that requires them to go to another state. Like, why do you want such a commitment? Unless these things are
Right.
included in the contract.
Some people need a commitment, like to force them to go to class.
Yeah.
But for me, quality, not quantity. You can go train somewhere else. If you're that kind of person,
Yeah.
I have time for beginners, and I have time to teach you how to shrimp and all that. But if you don't have the time to commit to yourself, I don't have the time for you.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of it. I mean, it's the democratization of jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
as Drysdale calls it. Every consumer gets a say, and that's true to a point.
Yeah.
But I want to limit your say, as much as possible. Right? That doesn't mean that you come in here and now it's, this guy's got a tournament coming up and you're a fresh guy who can't fight back, so now you have to do 10 rounds with him to build his confidence. That's not what I'm saying, but you need to have some tradition, you need to have some respect and some self-accountability. Right? We can't do everything for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, that's kind of my origin story on jiu-jitsu.
So the name itself, like,
Name.
where did you derive that from?
So there's a saying, CV's, what is that? CV's possum parabellum,
Yeah.
and it's...
Where did you get this from?
Peace, prepare for war.
Yeah. Where did you get this from, though?
So that saying's been around, and you got your alpha male fake Instagram guys.
Oh yeah, I don't follow them.
On their back, and a lot of the
Alpha males.
run around with this saying.
Yeah.
So it's a very common Latin saying.
Yeah.
But the word bellum means war, and for me, it was kind of a one-word encompassing analogy for, hey, if you want to do something, just do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not that hard. You want to run a marathon? Okay, declare war on it. So your new goal now in life is to go and do training runs, 5 to 8 miles, build up to 13. We're going to be doing marathons.
Yeah.
Because why? You declared war on that goal. So everything in life, to me, you look at it through that prism.
Yeah.
War. Okay. If I'm gonna even something as simple as I hate making my bed, but today,
Yeah.
I'm declaring war.
Yeah. Doubt and fear is something that we're all have to fight, and that's what a lot of religion and philosophy is based on, like getting rid of doubt and fear. Like you said, getting rid of, like you said, fear or doubt and just going in. So I think it was like Genghis Khan. He said, if you are scared, then don't do it. And when you're doing it, don't be scared. It's like you can't have doubts before starting something, but once you start doing something, like stop doubting, just execute.
Correct.
You have to just get rid of that fear or doubt. And same with like Buddhist philosophies. I think like every religion has this core theme here and there. Just get rid of fear, believe, and do it.
Because this is the thing on the mats too. You might have a sparring partner you just hate going with because he's uncomfortable. Dean Parker comes to mind. I got to roll with Dean now. All of a sudden, I'm going to get cross-faced. I'm probably going to get a swollen lip from it. Every muscle's going to hurt. The top pressure's horrible. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But once you're in the round, it's too late now. Your heart rate goes down. Everything, you're in the mix. It's fine. Another analogy I'd use is I snorkel in a place. It's a town called Akumal in Mexico, and the reef is like 300 meters off the shore.
Okay.
Well, you swim out there, and
snorkeling is a little bit different from scuba diving, right?
Yeah, you got fins.
Yeah.
You may or may not have a life preserver. It's up to you. If you want to go underwater,
Okay.
you can't really have a life preserver.
And it's pretty chill it's pretty chill and calm too, like less risky, as far as I know, or I've heard.
Risky, not as calm, and I'd say not as calm because open water you have waves. They may only be a foot or two, but when you're snorkeling, sometimes they'll splash into your snorkel and they can cause, not an issue. You clear your snorkel, it's not a problem. But people that are claustrophobic and don't like that sort of thing,
Oh my God, yeah.
they're not going to like it. Scuba's calmer, you're actually subsurface.
Okay.
So you're not dealing with as much current typically. Things are quiet, you're not hearing splashing or anything. But the snorkeling analogy, back to that, you're
Yeah.
300 meters offshore in open water, especially me, I go without a life preserver because I do go down and look at some of the things in the reef.
Yeah.
So you can't really do that. It is a bay, so tide and you're not getting swept out isn't really an issue here. But if you have these thoughts, hey, what if I got tired? All of a sudden, when you have that thought, your heart rate goes up. You start getting nervous, and maybe I should head back in. But back to your point, hey, it's too late for that. We're just doing it. Don't be scared. Relax.
Yeah.
Breathe. Make sure your strokes are fine, and just keep swimming.
Yeah.
Fine.
And if you're doubting it, don't do it at that point of time.
Right.
Just prepare yourself. And once you start doing it, then stop fearing it and just handle it. Handle your business.
Correct. But with preparation, doubt is always there. And you have to
Yeah.
compartmentalize.
I mean, it
that.
comes, but you have to face it and get past over it. It
Correct.
will always
So
come.
that
Something
word-
will always come.
It's always going to be this way. You know, and here's another thing. Before training, I don't want to do it. I never, since the first class, I've never wanted to come to the gym. Even an open mat. I'm not like stoked in the morning, hey, I'm going to go to open mat. I'm actually kind of stressed about it. I don't know why. It's this weird anxiety. It's not like anything's going to happen.
Performance anxiety, maybe.
It's not.
It's like a stage in a way, too.
Not really. It's different. It's almost like I just dread the act.
Yeah.
It's like it's too much work. I just don't want to go do it. And then I go and do it, and I have not even do it. Getting there. Once I'm there, I'm fine. But it's just getting in the car, on the bicycle, running, whatever I do to get here. I don't want to. I just don't. It's like the lead up of anything. Even scuba diving, I love it.
Yeah.
Leading up to it, I don't want to do it. If I'm gonna go shooting or biking, things I like, leading up to it, I don't want to do it.
Little that has some little root in anxiety, but you are handling it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
A lot of things.
I just brush it right
Yeah.
off. It's not-
A lot of things I cannot handle. A lot of things I can do. There are some things that I'm excited to do, so none of it comes. But the amount of like anxiety that I deal with before especially starting something new. Oh my God. It's like a mountain over my head. I'm like, I'm gonna fail. I'm so horrible. Why am I doing this? Yeah.
So I don't know if that's something
Or maybe like,
I could teach or not.
yeah.
I know jiu-jitsu's helped a lot with it, and I think that's kind of why I stuck with it too.
Mhm.
I recognize that there's so much value in it besides just self-defense or training.
Yeah.
There's so much value across the spectrum of life.
Yeah.
It really, and then that word also, war, just thinking that it's a real easy way to sum up how you want to approach a task.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best at it and just go forward and conquer this thing.
Yeah.
So that, and I like the way it translated that one word. It made total sense, and the way it lays out on font, I'm just like, that's it right there. And not only that, it doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu. I mean, it could be a license plate or
Yeah.
a tattoo or a name of a bike, or where's a lot of, it's like John Michael's Training Center. It doesn't really ring a bell outside of either weightlifting, running, performance, or MMA, jiu-jitsu, something fitness related. It doesn't ring a bell in the same way. So
And there's a bell in Bellum.
that was an easy
So it rings right away.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's my first time there was a seminar in 2019 where Marcelo came in, and at that time I was training with Eugene. That's when I first heard the name Bellum. So I was like, never heard of that
And for
that
those-
term before.
For those that don't know, Eugene is a black belt under Marcelo also.
Yeah, so I came to the right place.
Yeah, we're
Somehow it worked. It's crazy. It's like I was living in Minneapolis. Like I was not really coming to St. Paul apart from work. And then something happened that I just had to move out of the place where I was there. And I found a place nearby Bellum at that time. So, and I remembered like this,
you were
there's-
forced into a position.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta
Like
force
change was
yourself into
like, yeah,
position.
whatever really
And when I
mysterious universal force really got me. So, whatever was to happen happened. I was supposed to come and have people like you around me, and
that strange
I
thing,
yeah,
you'll
I don't
find your tribe, right?
yeah, I don't remember how it happened. I just tell people like, hey man, just jiu-jitsu just happened in my life. I was not really planning on it. I was also looking for Muay Thai.
Well, you didn't find that here.
Yeah, I did not find that over there where I was, and wherever it was far away at that time. A
So
friend of mine did.
had it that you weren't supposed to train Muay Thai, apparently,
Yeah, my knees cannot take it, I guess.
or your brain. That's another.
Yeah, my brain, my face, like whatever is left with bunch of other injuries to my head and everything that I had as a kid. Like, yeah, this is the most handsome I can be. I don't want to ruin it.
Another beautiful thing with jiu-jitsu is we can train it as we get older, especially in a gi.
Yeah.
Because you become savvy and you lay traps,
Yeah.
and it becomes guerrilla warfare. You win by attrition and pacing
Yeah.
and brilliance, and you can't really do that in striking.
You move in a very refined and smart way. Like how grandmasters, they're not really jumping and doing cartwheels while rolling. They're pulling out the really smart, quick, minimalistic moves. So with age and everything, it all boils down to being simple and minimal. Like with every artist and this is also an art. So that's how it becomes. You cannot do that in other combat sport. I don't think so.
No, and jiu-jitsu relies a little bit more on slow twitch muscle fibers.
Yeah.
You got your explosive guys, like Muhammad Ali is one who's just crazy explosive, he's just moving everywhere.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you want to snuff the fire out like a fire blanket, basically, or putting a lid on a trash can that has a fire in it. You're going to take the oxygen away. Moving slow with the slow twitch fibers and striking, everything's ballistic. Very quick. You got to have that speed and that momentum and that.
Have you seen any kung fu movies growing up or even now?
Unfortunately, yeah, I've spent a lot of time watching.
There's one called 36 Chamber. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the very first movie I saw, and I probably was like 5 or 6. That's one of my really early memories, and I recently saw it again. That's what it's all about. That guy who started, like, imagine like white belt simply trying to do like grandmaster level shit. It's like he tries to go switch to the most top level, and those top level, they're not really doing anything. They're just doing this. So that's the simplicity. That's the simplicity part. Like keeping minimal. They're not really doing much. They're just like moving in the most smallest and smartest way to neutralize the situation. But then again, like those are whatever kung fu is. But at the same time, like if you look at the essence and everything, it's all about keeping it super simple and very minimal.
It's funny you bring that up.
You gotta see it. It's on Prime, man.
Back to jiu-jitsu, back to analogies, back to 36 chambers. If you've been to our classes, fundamentals is basically a giant warm-up for all levels. And I will say, hey, if you're newer and you're struggling with this, I will even look and I'll point. I'll say that half of the mat that's most to you, stick with option 1 and 2. The rest of us are going to move on.
Yeah.
And we will build on that series or technique or whatever that is. And I will get a message later in the night on my IG from a student who is in the first group, who shouldn't be doing anything other than move 1 and 2. Very, very hard for him even to get the first one done. And they're asking me about 3 and 4 and on that entry, how they should place their legs or this or that. The answer is always the same. You don't need to be worrying about that right now. You can barely do X, Y, and Z.
I only practice like 5-6 things, man.
And then their answer is very coherent, like, "Oh yeah, got it. Yep, you're right." And so they're doing that without even realizing it. So they're processing my information when I'm telling them it in class. Most of them are sticking with what they were told to do.
Yeah.
Some of them you can see them trying to cobble together the more advanced stuff. I gotta go over there and tell them to knock it off.
Yeah,
They're
you
not ready for it.
cannot skip the process, man.
No, you can't.
Oh, everybody wants like overnight success in almost everything.
Cut the shortcut. I did. I did plenty of time. We all have ego and we all want to get better quick.
Yeah.
We all want to try what they're trying, and it just drags everything out a lot longer. Between that and your instructor showing moves and not explaining mechanical intricacies within there or like why they work, those two things really can stifle your growth. And that's very common in jiu-jitsu is you will see somebody show 4 or 5 techniques and they're just like, do this, do that, and if they move this way, do this. But they don't say like, hey, no matter what happens, as long as you ground their hip here and you don't let their hip get off the mat, and the whole idea here is to pin that hip, well then if the technique doesn't work, at least you understand that concept. And maybe you end up doing another technique by accident that actually works that I haven't even shown you and you just figured out.
Yeah.
Based on the concept of pinning that hip. Or when you're struggling through the move that we're showing you, if you remember that pin the hip as the main concept, it's going to make that thought process much easier. Because otherwise you're just doing stuff because you were told to do stuff. And I think that hampers the learning curve in a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms. I'd say most jiu-jitsu gyms still have this kind of antiquated model of teaching people. And I'm not saying that we need to be doing positionally based all the time, but that is one thing we need to do more of, along with conceptual talks. Like, why does this thing work? If we only show 1 or 2 techniques all night and we spend a half hour on talking up concepts, then who cares? I don't care if you see the other 2 things. But, you know, a lot of instructors, again, it goes back to the democratization of jiu-jitsu. They want to wow the crowd. You know, the students are fickle. Wow them and dazzle them with tricks. They don't need to see those tricks because they suck and can't pull them off anyways.
Yeah.
They don't need to see that yet.
Yeah, you cannot give them the sauce right away.
No, and a lot of the sauce it's not even sauce. It's like stuff you put on top of the sauce. If that makes sense. Like,
Trying to make.
I mean, really, the choke arm lock Kimura is pretty much toe holds are what I'm getting used
Yeah.
to in. Like, maybe straight foot lock.
Yeah.
You know, there's countless other submissions, but they're not the ones you're getting hit with all night long.
Yeah, but it's also about like,
Makes sense.
yeah, it's all about like how you executed it. It's like what led to that kind of
The
that
tricks,
simple
the spikes.
submission. Like, how did you escape and like take my back and choke me like
Yeah,
that?
That's the spike.
I did not see that
come
coming or like something.
You know, I'll set you up with a low percentage
Yeah.
technique to get a high percentage technique, but we need to know all that stuff. But what in the beginning, you need to know how to move and how to pin a person, and when you are pinned, how to get out of that pin, create your own pin. Now we can start to work on the sweet stuff. That
Yeah.
looks cool, the highlight reel stuff. But you're right, you cannot rush the process.
Yeah. I don't know like how much I have improved in last 2 years or how I was when I was like 3rd stripe or 4th stripe white belt to what I am right now.
You don't see it, the process is too long.
Yeah, it's too long and with like bunch of hiccups too.
And the hiccup.
I became blue. I'm really like blue belt in life right now. I'm learning. I've learned few things as like my life journey and my jiu-jitsu journey is at parallel right now. So when I joined in jiu-jitsu, I was white belt in life with like bunch of other issues going around. Like I should have went to retreat or taken therapy, but like I was just God knows what zone I was in.
The two can. How do I say this? They can foster each other. Life can teach you. Life can make you a better jiu-jitsu player, and being a better jiu-jitsu player can make
Yeah.
you better at life too.
Yeah.
Hardship is hardship, and learning is learning, and parallels are parallels. There's
Yeah.
a lot of parallels.
I needed a
Jiu-jitsu
yeah.
can parallel life and vice versa.
I needed a channel for like to get like the physical frustration out, and also at the same time I needed some art that can balance things out because I was always like a creative person. When I was not really drawing, I was doing something else. When I was doing something else, I was filming, I was doing graphic when I was not doing that. So that stopped for a while, and I was well, since I saw like that 36 chamber as a kid, I think I was always attracted to all.
Curious.
Yeah, it's like boxing, if not that. But where I grew up at that time, it's like imagine a Dagestan, but of nerds. You're either gonna be an engineer or you're gonna be a doctor. Other than that, you're seen as like a terrorist. So we didn't not really have much. So
Right.
otherwise, like I probably would have done it earlier in life, but there were no
But
channels.
again, it's fate. Like maybe you would have went and did boxing for 8 years and
Yeah, my
got tired of it and quit and never went back.
when I was a kid, I wanted to do boxing, but my dad told me that boxers they get their
They do.
their nose get messed up, and I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna like lose my looks, because like what if I'm offered a movie or something like that." Those are the things that I was thinking as a kid. I don't know where that confidence was coming. It's like, man, that's gonna hamper my movie career.
Ironic.
That did not even exist.
Damn, I mean, you can break your nose here.
Yeah.
Cauliflower ear, leather
Yeah.
forehead.
That's
like
not-
a Division I wrestler. You get all that too. If you're a female, you can lose hair, or a male with long hair.
Yeah.
You can lose chunks. It can get, caught on the mat. I mean, it doesn't get pulled out per se, but it gets caught in cross faces and in the gi and stuff, and you lose strands of hair. But jiu-jitsu, back to the art thing, it is, and to toot jiu-jitsu's horn again, I'm going to do it. It is the most artistic, I think, of martial arts, because the rule set is the least restrictive,
Mhm.
allowing for the most self-expression within the framework of what's right and what's wrong. Obviously, I want to get an underhook. I want to stand up. I want to, if I'm on the bottom, I want to regain my guard, retain it, regain it. There's all these things, frameworks, guidelines, if you will, but within that, you can express yourself freely. Body types, short, tall, big, small.
Yeah.
The way my game fits against all those body types changes.
Yeah.
You don't really have that in a lot of other arts.
Yeah, different people will express themselves in a different way. Same way they'll fight in a very different way, according to their body type, according to their temperament, how they think. Like a nerdy teenager who has like a very fresh brain, he will be soaking up a lot of game. And he will also have like a plus point that, physically he's much more healthier and he's going to be recovering quickly than you. So he'll be doing it differently compared to some old guy who used to be a high school wrestler or something like that, but he'll be...
Right.
Everybody's different, so they'll express themselves differently.
Yep.
And their physical abilities.
Accordingly.
And their physical abilities as well. That's going to highly affect how they roll or spar, whatever.
Back to physical abilities, wrestling. There has been a couple one-legged wrestlers, but most of us aren't going to be able to do that, especially if we don't grow up that way.
Amputated?
Yeah, or congenital.
Okay.
Either or. Yep.
Okay. Because I was like, what the hell is one leg?
Well,
Okay.
most of us, if you had one leg, you could do jiu-jitsu because, let's say you hop around and you're used to walking on a prosthetic, but you can hop for a little while. You can hop in a competition and either perform a takedown or just simply pull guard. Yeah, you have one leg to utilize in your guard, but that doesn't mean you can't wrestle up to one knee and hop back up. Your underhook now is going to become key. You're going to need to get to your side and get that underhook in there constantly in order to be able to pop back up to that 1 foot. But it's an option, and it's something that you can do. That person isn't going to play spider guard by any means, but
He's still going to do something.
they have the option to be on the mat, same with one arm.
He's going to think with 3 limbs.
Exactly. If you have one arm, you can latch onto something.
And he's going to try to compensate like that one limb missing with like those 3.
Now his guard's going to be nastier because he has one arm, so they're going to sweep you a lot more, get on top, and try and finish arm locks more and chokes more than they're going to finish.
For a new...
Lighter guard stuff, cross chokes is one, lapel chokes would be another.
That guy's going to like simply kill like a newbie's ego.
Arrow, baseball bat, yeah.
It's like, how am I losing with like a guy with 3 limbs? I'm like, again, like take it lightly, but at the same time, it can happen.
It reminds me of Sarah. It's a good gatekeeper, right?
My God.
People walk in, oh look, it's a skinny blonde who looks really smart. I think I'm gonna beat her up.
She wraps around you like a python,
Yeah.
like how they do it with a gazelle, just like choke you. It's
It's
like,
great.
how do I get rid of you?
Because a new person, especially a male,
Just
young
coils
person,
around you.
they experience that, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, I gotta learn this, or I can't take that. That's embarrassing. I'll never come back. One of the two is gonna happen.
Yeah.
But if I get a big muscular guy and he comes and wrestles and twists you up in a bunch of knots, it doesn't really sink into you that how vulnerable you are. But when you have the engineer come up and choke you, let me take my glasses off here, come strangle you in 30 seconds, and you have 60 pounds on her, you kind of know that wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm really in for it now. I gotta learn this.
Yeah.
So-
She had a little bit of like athletic background as well. That discipline adds up.
Discipline, right?
Yeah. Somebody who has played like a good level of sports in their high school or college, they'll do really well. They'll progress really well.
But the main thing, so athleticism aside, consistency is the main
Yeah.
thing. What most athletes at a high level, especially if they don't have family commitments, they'll train every day
Mhm.
because that's just what they did before. So it's
Yeah.
nothing new to them. They'll go to work, train, go home, meal prep, do it all over again. That's what they do. That's the biggest struggle with your average person is consistency. But if you get somebody that can come in 3 to 5 days a week, they learn really quickly, very quickly, especially if they don't have ego. If they do what you say
Yeah.
and now what they want to do, they learn very quick. It's almost, you question sometimes when you go to promote them.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey, they shouldn't be learning this quick. I'm going to hold them back a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You try to find reasons to hold them back because you don't want to be
Yeah,
a
I'm-
sandbagger extraordinaire like some others.
I miss my 3-4 day week class days. But like I said, like those blues really got to me. I'm trying to progress
They pass.
to purple in life as well, not just in jiu-jitsu.
Everything passes.
Yeah.
So that too will pass.
Yeah. And like this thing just like really stuck to me. Like it was so freaking unplanned, this journey in just martial arts, especially jiu-jitsu. Last year, like when I was in India, I was just meeting these spiritual people and everything. I showed my horoscope to one person. And he kind of knows my background, what I do. Is like very first thing that he suggested me, besides 3 other things that I should be doing, he was like, keep doing jiu-jitsu. That's the very first thing he said. It's like, yeah, and then like make some long-term investments and do this and that, whatever. But that's the first thing he said. Is like, yeah, I don't think I can even get rid of it, even if I try to. It's just quitting on it is like quitting on life. You don't want to do it. That's how I'm seeing it right now. It's like I just want to keep it to myself till like my last day.
Yeah, I mean, how can I say having goals is a big thing. Blue belt blues, purple seems so far off. And what do they tell you? Like at blue belt, well, you should start combining attacks now. It's not really. It's a goal, but those are kind of long term, both of them, short and long,
Yeah.
for combining attacks. But set yourself a goal. Like tonight,
Yeah.
I'm going to go from Kimura to arm lock.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to try and set up, and I'm going to grab every white belt I can get my hands on, and I'm going to try to utilize this. When I get really good at it, I'm going to try it on some purple belts.
White belts, they actually fight, man. I got scratched by a couple of dudes like 2 weeks ago.
And here comes the technique now. Can you
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah, and I have to do it with
Stop that.
technique, with like a little less aggression. I don't want to be aggressive with them either, because I'm not really feeling it. Because it's not like there's no match. So, but I still like neutralize. Have to do a little bit overpower them, but they are just like.
Well, we need to have muscle to utilize technique.
Yeah.
The whole strength is not a.
I mean, they're doing what they're doing.
Jiu-jitsu is
Yeah.
such a lie. It's just when we use the strength.
Yeah.
Is what counts.
Yeah, to get out,
To the
to
simplest
escape.
thing would be close guard. Any
Yeah.
guard. If your head is laying on the mat, you can't utilize your guard. So if you're so weak that you can't pick your head up off the mat, like a lot of kids in kids class are, when
Yeah.
they're really young, they can't really pick their head up off the mat and hold it for a period of time. They can't utilize their guard properly. It's the same for an adult. If you're that weak, you're not going to be able to perform jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So there is a strength element
So
to it.
so this belt learning phases. Now that you are like a black belt, how are you learning things now? Like what are you discovering like since you became like a black belt? And now that you're teaching as well, you're learning even
I'm discovering
in a different
how low
way.
percentage a lot of techniques are, just based on the concepts behind them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that is a real thing, and it's possible to do, but it's pretty low percentage. So you start using less. That's one thing. You start to recognize trends after you've been around a while. Like pressure wasn't cool. For a while, it was like flying around and catching leg locks, Imanari rolls, and whatever, flying this and flying
Yeah.
that was like the thing. Now pressure's cool again all of a sudden. Everything that was grandpa jiu-jitsu and this and that is all of a sudden cool. So it's very cyclical.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
Style is long term. Trends are just coming and going.
Trends come and go. Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing with gis. Trends come and go. Now all of a sudden people want unbleached cream gis like the old Howards again. People want blue and they want basic white. Like that's the thing. For a while there, it was like camouflage or however many patches I can have is going to be.
And
super
let
cool.
people have fun. Let those
You know.
businesses make money. That's how I see it.
I agree. Whatever. It's the free expression part of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But now people kind of long, because there's so much free expression, some people long for tradition again, right? And you're starting to see a lot of black and white monochrome community, or gyms like ours.
Yeah.
With black, gray, and white,
yeah.
pretty much. You're starting to see a lot more of those
Nah.
pop up again because people want that clean, that black and white gi look. They long for what is not here, tradition.
Social media also plays some role in like this nonsense. Like everybody wants to be in their small movie that's going on where they're the main character, what they call like main character energy.
Right.
Whatever like these thought terms are.
You
This
know,
whatever
it's
this
funny.
language is.
You know that's funny that you say this. I'm not gonna name drop here, but there's a lot of these like fake alpha male influencers guys.
Of course, they're all fake.
And some are real. Whatever. That's semantics, but they're all like the same guy in one. And I like Andy Frisella, and I'm not saying he's one. He's built things. He's accomplished things. He's doing good things. He's an OG in the space.
Is he the one who's like chunky guy with beard and who wears like that
He runs
buffalo
a
hat?
supplement company.
I don't know what he does, but
A lot of guys copy him, and they
Oh,
want to
okay.
be him. And it comes down to those same 24 alpha male guys that have all the followers. Guys in the jiu-jitsu community try to do the same thing, especially in their 40s and 50s. Look at me this morning, I'm doing calf raises. Like, nobody gives a shit, dude, that you're doing calf raises. Like, you've got a million other freaking problems in your life. And I know, because I know some of the people. Other than you doing calf raises on film. Now, if I do my 3 sets of calf raises, it's going to take me, with rest, 5 minutes. It's taken you 5 minutes just to set your phone up on a tripod to get this great content for the day. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You're getting a lot of this because of the internet. Everybody wants to create like their own character. Just freaking live your life and like do the best.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out
People
since
want
I
like
started
a
doing
character.
this. Like I don't even care about that. I care about doing thing that is actually something, And not every day I'm going to be like motivational like that, or not every. This thought recently came to me. Since this week, like on Monday, I got freaking injured. For 3 days, it was hurting like badly. Now it's pretty okay.
So you didn't
and
jump online and tell everyone what you were doing to recover from it?
no,
Give your life advice on
no, it's
bros
just
and broettes.
No, like-
Ice pack, Alpha Max here.
no. It's just like, man, you have to do your thing, man. If you are doing here's the thing. If you're really doing good, people will see and they'll follow. or they'll take inspiration from you. That's the thing. That's what an alpha is. He's not just drumming his thing, thumping his chest like, look at me. Alpha is it simply means a leader.
Yep.
You can be a leader in your life. You can be a leader to your kids and everything. You're winning in life if you're doing it. It's like, why? It's like, if somebody gets motivated, fine. Like, I'll take it. Well, if that's just how it is. But it's not my job to constantly being like making things that are like, let me motivate you guys again. Not every day is going to be good. Like this week till like Friday, I was devastated, and then this thought came to me, it's easy to be talking all motivational shit when things are going well for you, or when you're at the top. You can say any kind of philosophy, but what really defines you or shows your true character is when like you're not having the best of the time, and when you're like facing crisis or any of challenges. That's true you. It's like how you react to it and do to it. Then all that motivational bullshit goes out, man. Just take care of it.
Question for you.
Yeah.
We're going to take a turn, but not really. Who shot Bin Laden in the face, supposedly?
I don't know. Some SEAL?
Rob O'Neill.
Rob O'Neill, okay.
Yeah, so he's
I mean,
he's famous for
I mean,
he's famous for saying he did this.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of people in the community who disagree. Not my community.
In SEAL community?
Yes.
Okay.
Who planned the operation?
Somebody in secret agency, CIA? Somebody, military intelligence?
Rob O'Neill's first commanding officer who was not on the helicopters on the operation. Far away in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's his first commanding officer who had a hand in planning it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
They are unsung heroes, man. You cannot let their...
No, he's a real alpha, right?
Yeah, you cannot... You cannot... Also, like, you cannot compromise certain things. Like, that's very secret kind of thing. You don't want them over there. A lot of... Real heroes are like the unsung. Like, a lot of people are behind the scenes.
Yes, exactly.
You won't even know. That's the most powerful guy. While this whole time you are blaming some sort of politician, it's just like there's a person behind him and there's a person behind him as well. You don't know. Look, they don't want to be seen. They just probably enjoy, and most likely
you'll never know how many lives.
Yeah, they're just playing right? In this world. They're just playing people like pawns. Are you seeing trading places, like how they changed the life of like this hobo con artist character of like Eddie Murphy for $1 to see like if we put him in his place, we'll see how fine he can shine. The guy says if he's given opportunity, he'll just climb up at the top. So it's probably they kind of do that. Let's try to send a bunch of refugees over there and see what they can do. Anything can happen, man. Like,
Yeah, but not to get too far in the weeds.
Yeah.
I just wanted to use that as an example of your real alphas. You're not gonna know. You'll know because people follow them, or you're comfortable following them yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like you meet somebody and you're like, I like that guy. He's got his stuff together. Just by being in his presence, I feel elevated.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But also an alpha
A
can't
little
do
bit more.
alpha stuff. An alpha can't do alpha stuff by himself either.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a collective.
It is yes, exactly. If
you
don't have a good support system.
Yeah.
And even in a gym, like I can't say, I've done X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
It's not the case. Like without the group that is you guys, we would not have what we have. And I've been in other gyms where the group is very subpar overall, where it's like, God, these guys, there's a lot of shitheads in here. I don't know why we don't have a lot of shitheads in here. I have no idea.
I mean, it's because like the teacher is good, man. You're a good community leader, and like people that you attract are generally nice family people, or like whatever. It's like I've never met any shitty kind of person.
I have a feeling that's...
Couple of visiting people here and there. They're temporary too. I don't know.
But I believe in vibration too, and I think a certain energy attracts that same kind of energy. Like
And
we have a lot of serial daters in here, and just that's an example I'll throw out.
Yeah.
We don't have dating energy in here. I've been to some gyms that have high dating energy, where everybody's like messing with each other, or they're dating people from other gyms, and it's
Man,
just
I
like,
cannot imagine doing
they
that.
come here to date as much as they come here to train. I guess.
Yeah, there were some nice ladies who
Been in
were
gyms
visiting, but I'm at the same time it's like, oh, never saw them
been in
again.
gyms with toxic energy where even the purple belts will get in these training sessions where it gets a little out of hand, and now all of a sudden it's F you, bro, and they're pushing and shoving, and there's almost a fight.
Yeah.
To the point where this happens bi-weekly. You know, it's not the same people either. It's just the environment, you know, and I don't know if that's
Yeah.
you know, when you're pushing guys so hard and medals are everything to where now that competitiveness gets over the top. I don't know if that's it, you know, because it's not been in every gym that's been competitive. I haven't seen that. There's some super competitive gyms that have none of that. But, you know.
Like that kind of energy, despite,
energy,
okay.
but I've been to two that were they were a lot like that. A lot of like, we'll just call it like high testosterone, but unbridled almost. And you end up, you know, maybe that type of person is attracted to the environment. So vibration is a thing. You get a gym that has a bunch of slackers in it, it's probably mostly going to be slackers. The instructor's probably a slacker.
Yeah, we're cooler than them. We are like semi-pro energy. We have our lives, but we have our lives, but we enjoy our jiu-jitsu. We try to do our best.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Provide the best balance on a pie chart, and hopefully everybody's happy enough with that.
Yeah, skilled folks, but they're not like super jock nerds and whatever.
Right. You know, if you had the demographic to pull from, if you can have 100 competitors on the mat at one time, great.
Yeah.
100 competitors.
And we have like 6-7 people who have competed like on a good level, like Roger, Ben. They were doing it. Ian competed once, but Roger and Ben did a lot of competing.
It's funny,
They did a lot of
go to IBJJF, submit the whole bracket, and then say, that was fun, but not fun enough to do it.
Ian is he's the man. I told him, man. I told him like a couple of weeks ago, man. I told Derek that when I grow up, I want to be like you. But he was like, why are you not growing up then?
Noah's a good.
Ian is the perfect example of like he's so freaking stoic. He just do what he wants to do, and then he go back to his life. He don't care about attracting anything, not proving anything. Yeah.
So many.
Yeah. I pitched him the idea, and like I tried to convince him. Was like, well, now that you're giving it a twist like that, I'll be interested.
There's jiu-jitsu's funny. Like
yeah, he's not a people person, but when you interact with him, he's interacting in such a nice way.
Yeah, he's just a quiet guy.
Yeah.
You know, but he's very social. Once you get him open.
He's not a people person, but he can conversate. Like we were just talking about that. Yeah, I'm not gonna be talking to people on like regular basis. He's not like that. He's very clear onto like what he is, what he's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's another thing with this.
Same with his jiu-jitsu too. Is like he's doing like 2-3 things to everybody, and like a lot of people are just like, even like brown belts, they're like, I'm like done with this idea that I'll ever get him. It's like I give up. I'll never get Ian. Yeah.
Never will.
Yeah, and it was that guy who scares the hell out of me when I'm rolling with him. He's like, I'll never be able to meet Ian at any level.
Yeah, because it's scary. It's not uncomfortable. There's certain training partners where it's like, oh man, I gotta deal with this.
Scary as in like they're very, very competitive.
Oh, right.
Like their jiu-jitsu is, it's like doing it with like a dragon, like rolling with a dragon. I'm getting chilly. I'm not wearing any shoes or socks.
Yeah, it sucks. What else we got?
I don't know. We kept it really fighting and martial arts. Except we could have went like a bunch of other places. Yeah, we can do a part 2. But this was good. Very refreshing. So, what would you say? I don't know how much you remember from like when I first came in at Bellum to where I'm at right now. Like, I see like I don't relate with that person to begin with. Like when I first came in, because I was in a very different space of my life. But like, how much I have improved, or what changes do you see in my
Your
overall?
life and jiu-jitsu parallel each other. It's funny because I get a little more effort, a little more effort, a little more effort, a little
Yeah.
more effort. By the time you had one or two stripes in the blue, the effort was, I would say, I'm just going to throw out random numbers, not that these are accurate, but we'll say it was at a 10 out of 100, and now it's moved to like you're like in the 50th, 60th percentile here.
Yeah.
But life has done that too. Like,
Yeah.
part of it was COVID.
Hard lessons,
I know,
man.
During COVID, you had a rough time a little bit. The world was crazy.
Yeah.
Tough to get motivated. I get it. But as you push through jiu-jitsu, you push through life, and
Yeah.
you've kind of set some goals for yourself. And it seems to be like, again, jiu-jitsu's paralleling life, because now you're doing this thing, which is a whole new thing.
Yeah.
It seems to be something you're interested in, but at the same time, now you're starting to fight. Your biggest problem since day one was someone mounting you on your chest or back control over your chest, like high climbs, long hooks, where you feel like you're stifled and claustrophobic. You've been dealing with that a lot better now.
Yeah.
And your goal, what we talked about, was to put yourself in that position where someone can be on your back and you can fight through it, not just tap out to pressure.
Yeah.
And which is a joke that we laugh about, but jokes are based in realism. People do
Yeah.
tap to pressure. It's a thing.
Yeah.
And you haven't been doing this, so this is good. As long as this continues,
Like a lot of
we can break that
Yeah.
phobia sort of thing in that position.
a lot of changes happen to your mind, to your life, your outlook. Like I said, I was white belt in life,
It all-
so with no stripe.
It all comes together.
Like there was some knowledge, but at the same time, I was not really living that kind of stuff. Some tragedies happened.
I think at the rate of progression, though, to continue to answer your question,
Yeah.
the rate of progression that you're at in life and jiu-jitsu, if you continue to work those positions, and now it's no longer, I don't care, I'm at home here.
Yeah.
The same thing's going to happen in life,
Yeah.
and with whatever those struggles are, and then you'll be moving into purple belt around the same time. So in life, you should be moving into that same.
That's what I said. It's like I'm trying to progress towards purple belt in life, you know,
From what I've been
to the
seeing,
point
it's-
where I have developed some sort of game, and like I'm trying to do something. But yeah, it's just like again, going back to that thing, getting rid of fears and doubts. That was the main thing. Like I was holding myself up. My frustration was that I was busting my ass over things that I never wanted in first place,
No,
and not leaving them.
and trying to get it done now. Like, I got to get this business going. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
That's
like
not how life works.
Yeah,
It could take 10 years.
yeah,
There's people that didn't make money
yeah,
off YouTube content for 8 to 10 years. There's literally, and there's some of the top influencers in the world right now.
hmm
But it was a passion, so they didn't care. Time
Yeah.
went by. It's like jiu-jitsu. Time is going to go by, you know. Pretty soon you'll be a brown or black belt, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, that went quick. And then your goals start to shape up in outside life too. Kind of mimic what's happening in the mats.
Yeah, keeping it simple. At this point of time, not thinking too much. You know, just like how you're keeping it with your jiu-jitsu, only like keeping it to a bunch of things, not thinking extra stuff, nothing flashy.
Oh, I'm always thinking extra stuff, but doesn't mean I'm going to do it or use it.
Yeah,
You know, it's like
yeah, but when you're doing it, you can only do only certain kind of things,
I mean,
unless like a space is given to you.
if I go to the convenience store,
Yeah,
and there's a bunch of people in line, you know, and I'm looking around and I'm seeing, I've got like this plan in my head, like, oh, if this guy does something, I'm gonna do this and that, and I'm gonna grab this can of beans and hit him in the face, and I think these weird thoughts, but I don't do them. Does that make sense?
no, I mean, I don't know. I do think of like super extremes as well, but not too much lately.
But the plan is there, and if it doesn't
Yeah,
pop off, man,
yeah,
you're ready to go. You know
yeah,
what I
well,
mean? It's like,
yeah,
it's one of those goofy things. Joe Rogan's got a bit about it. Like, you know, if you're standing behind a cop in line, you look at his gun and you're like, I bet I could grab that. You think things like this, you never do them, but it's a plan. Hey, if something happened, like that is an option, right? Like, I back into parking spots. I've always done it, you know.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about backing into a parking spot is if something happens,
Yeah.
guess who backed into the parking spot?
Yeah.
And I can tear it out of there while you're still getting in here.
And that's why I want to be like he, and I want to operate how like he operates, like straight to the point. Nothing extra, not here, not there.
Exactly.
Just doing your thing, going home.
Funny thing about a plan,
Maintaining an awesome haircut.
beautiful thing with jiu-jitsu is everything's got a counter to a counter to a counter to a counter, and we flow and we roll and we flow within the roll. Sometimes there is the plan that was hatched isn't working, and we're creating a new plan on the fly as we go. And that's jiu-jitsu will teach you that in life too.
Oh,
It
yeah,
used to be
yeah,
very like,
yeah.
Oh, it has to be this way because that's how I planned it. And it's not working, and oh my god. Then I learned, okay, have a plan B.
Improv.
Well, now I have 3 plans.
Like I said, man, at least in my case, it's very parallel. Like as I learn in life, I learn in jiu-jitsu.
2 is 1, 1 is none.
And I do really good in jiu-jitsu when I'm in a very happy mood. I really move differently. There are like 3-4 days when I was like actually like happy, in a happy place, and I was moving very differently.
I think that holds true for all of us, but here's the key.
Like I got promoted when I was happy, and then when I attended that Meow Brother seminar, I don't think I moved ever like that. They were showing like the complex of the things, and I was doing that on a like very
Yeah,
first
but
go.
The key though is to operate the same way when you're not happy.
That's the thing.
That's when you've arrived.
Well, again, like it's easy to be all motivated when like
You
things
should
are
be
going
so
well.
focused in a martial art
Yeah.
that during the round there is no emotion.
Yeah.
I was feeling shit when I walked in here, and now that we're training, that's gone. Now when that bell rings and I'm drinking my water, I might feel like shit again. But the second you and I are in combat, there's no room for my emotion. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
That shouldn't play into what I'm doing here on the mat.
Yeah, emotions will come. It's just that you don't have to act in emotions. Like you're not allowed to be emotional when you're doing things. That you can slip away. You know, you can slip. Don't let anger slip you. Don't let sadness slip you away from your position.
You can't let.
Yeah,
You can't let emotions.
Yeah.
Well, you've done it.
Yeah.
You know, you let emotions slip you away on the mat.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna get slipped away into a choke.
And then I feel bad, especially when I do like when I'm angry for no goddamn reason. Then I realize I was so
Let it
stupid.
run more and try to win more, and you're gonna end up getting caught because you're not thinking.
Ah,
You
man,
know?
just like just enjoy and have a
Yeah,
good time.
focus.
Learn. Basically, I don't think I should be keeping any other thing in mind right now. Especially, I don't compete or anything. I don't have any ambition to. I don't know. Not at this point. Maybe after purple. But at the same time, I don't know what the other person will be when I'm competing. You know, I do it to learn something, to be fit. You know, I don't really have any point to prove. Like, especially to what? Like, if I give some good challenge to, like, let's say some higher belts, like the nerdy ones with
It's
like
a
super
test.
technical, and when they say, "Hey man, you're doing good," and it's like, I feel happy with that.
It's more of an emotional test because you can
Yeah.
test yourself and your level by
Yeah.
going to another gym and just seeing kind of where do you stack up. You know, you can
Yeah.
do that. But it's like, how do I operate under pressure? Other than going out and getting into a street fight,
Yeah.
competition is the best test for that. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's going to let you know how you operate, and it can teach you a whole nother way of how do I reel that in and calm it down. It's also another martial art in itself because there's a lot of strategy to it, and having experience in competition makes you a better competitor. Like, you could be a better jiu-jitsu player than somebody else who's a competitor. Go out and compete against them, get smashed 8 out of 10 times just by the fact that they have experience. And they know how to play the clock, they know how to create advantages, they know how to, you know, keep their emotions in check, and you might not necessarily be that great at all of those things yet. They might know, hey, normally I go for this, but I'm not going to with this guy because I don't want to make the mistake. I'm up by 2 points. Whereas you're a killer in the gym, so your first thing is to go for the kill. You miss, costs you 2 points. Now you lose. So it's its own art too in itself. Competition.
Yeah.
You go there one
It's-
time and do it, and you don't learn a whole lot. You learn like anything through consistency. I think once per belt level is a nice a nice way to do it. 1, for a gut check. 2, emotional check, see where you are, what corrections you can do. And also you may find that you like it more than you did before. Or vice versa. You may love it and you go compete at purple and you're like, I hate this now. Things change, tastes change, you know. So I think once per belt level is a good.
Yeah.
And if you get done and you're like, you know, I'm a black belt and I never liked it, whatever, just don't compete again.
Yeah.
You know,
No, like I know, like the level of satisfaction or something is like I at this point, I don't think I'm gonna really get anything out of it by competing other than if I'm trying to live that alpha image on social media. I don't want to, you know, like I don't want to put that label. Like, you know, I'm not every day I'm going to be alpha. There are going to be days when I'm sad and I'm not doing it. All motivational stuff, but just handling life, man. Don't take yourself that seriously. A lot of people like insist on being that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, I get it. I'm tracking.
Such a big world, 8 billion people, man. Just live your life, make it a beautiful life. Have fun in it. It's like you never know when it's gonna be taken away from you.
Or have no fun and live like a monk.
I lived that for like 4 or 5 years. I don't know what planet I was on.
There's nothing wrong with it. You can lead a life of discipline, and it can be very fulfilling.
Yeah, but that was not discipline.
It's nice to find a balance, I would say, for most people. Being a hedonist isn't really where it's at either.
Yeah.
That's one problem with the world in itself.
Just balancing act. You might not be able to maintain it the whole time, but when you're able to, you'll feel great. And if you're able to,
what do you do when something's out of balance?
Try to get back in, man. Don't run into those emotions. Don't let it slip you. You've heard of Bhagavad Gita, right?
What?
Bhagavad Gita?
No.
You asked me about it, like that Krishna and Arjun kind of like dialogue, Bhagavad Gita.
I didn't know the name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's like one Indian epic where Krishna in battlefield tells his disciple who is fighting this big battle, he was meeting with doubts and everything. So there's a segment in that epic, and in that segment became a book within itself, and it's like very influential book. Robert Oppenheimer quoted a line from that after those bombs were dropped, and it was also included in the movie as well. So like the main that whole essence again deals with like not giving into emotions and like simply doing the act that you're supposed to do. If you're put in that position, all you have to do is act and get rid of doubts and stop thinking like about like fruits of action. You know, you might win war or you might not win the war, but showing your back. Yeah.
It's just time.
Yeah, it's just like showing. Yeah. Don't show your back to your duty. You know.
You were supposed to say no. Don't stab him.
I missed that. I missed that jail thing. I was in that train of thought of like action and action.
So wait, what is the actual quote though? Do you know it? Oppenheimer.
That is about. So in the end of that segment, Krishna, he is an incarnation of Hindu god Vishnu, and in the end he finally tells him like, you know, I'm the incarnation and everything. It's like, I want to see your actual face, like real face. So he gives him like this set of eyes through which he can say reality, and then he shows like birth, death, and everything. So there's one passage where he says, and now I have become death, the destroyer of the worlds, this and that. I'll show you the actual footage of Oppenheimer talking about it on camera. It's an interesting read, and he tells you like those, all your senses are like, you know, you're riding a chariot and those all horses are like anger, lust, and everything. You're supposed to be in control of your senses. If you lose control, they'll drag you somewhere else. You know, if you are just operating out of anger, they'll take you in some messed up place. If you're doing with lust, you'll get me too'd. You know.
Yep, that's totally true.
Yeah, greed. Like it's like.
Another beautiful thing about jiu-jitsu, just to get off my soapbox, is that there's a place to come to that keeps you away from all of that nonsense every day.
Soapbox, like
It's
the.
like me talking,
Oh,
tooting the horn of jujitsu, which is pretty easy to do because it sells itself, but
yeah.
it's kept me out of trouble. I'll tell you what, and it surrounds me with a peer group I'd never find in the regular world. I mean, doctors aren't going to want to hang out with me. Lawyers aren't going to want to hang out with me. Firefighters aren't going to want to hang out with me.
I mean, it's a subculture, like bikers.
Yes, exactly.
You know, like I have biker friends, and nobody can look at them and say like they're engineers and the kind of people. It's like I lived around them. It's like from
And we're
time to
all-
time.
we're all doing something positive together. And I
Yeah,
think
somebody.
positive energy
Yeah,
multiplies and
yeah,
compounds.
yeah.
And it compounds into their personal life and to my personal life because I'm taking cues from my peer group.
Hmm.
Even as a leader, you learn to lead through others as well. You may not be a leader, but you may show actions that are worthy of a leader. Or you might be a leader beneath me. Let's just use an analogy. I'm a general and you're a colonel. It doesn't mean I'm not going to learn from you.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
we're all learning from each other and getting better in a positive atmosphere versus hanging out on the corner shooting craps or in
Yeah,
a nightclub.
yeah. Like how I see it,
For women.
how I see it is a bunch of people coming together. Ooh. Coming together for a common cause, and learn each other, and go. Then they go back to their own worlds.
And improve their own worlds.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
So, in a way, it is a cult.
Yes, very much. Along